Welcome to the channel, guys. We are here at Grand Island, Nebraska to see, finally, the Case IH Combine Factory. We're gonna go inside, we're gonna do a tour. Should be fun, could be long, but there's a lot going on in there. A lot of combines being made. We've ran these combines for a while now, so it's gonna be really fun to see where they actually came from. So let's get inside, let's see what's happening.
I want a big sample.
Maybe we could drive one off the lot too.
Yeah, that's the sample.
All right, let's go.
So one thing I want to point out is this is raw steel, sheets of steel ready to be built into a combine. And what we're going to see right now is the process of cutting everything, getting it to the way they want it, and then they're going to start assembling it down the line. This is a really cool process, especially coming from me where I love working with steel, and I see something that has potential and making it potential. Oh, it's awesome.
That is one crazy tire grabber.
We have lasers here. We have 18 lasers in the plant, plus 2 brand new ones.
I want that. I really want that.
Oh yeah, there's no cleaning. No cleaning, no birds. No birds, they're smooth, as nice as can be.
Wow. Wow. You said 20,000 ton?
Pardon me?
No, 25% is waste out of a sheet.
25%.
So 75% is cut into usable parts.
Okay.
Correct.
And then that 25% gets recycled and...
Correct. Come back, melted down, and get resheeted. And that.
Got it.
Back in the day, some of these parts we could have never made, because we couldn't have done that with a punch press or a shear. Or with the laser, it does it all.
Oh wow, look at that. Okay.
So this is all the parts that are cut, and then
one sheet made.
And then so here's all the part numbers, but they also are numbered individually. And so then we come back to here. So like this one is AFUOD. So then I would come over here, find AUFD, find the part number that I want, and then I can go over, and this will tell me all of the different brakes that we take them to. And then if it has a 999, then that means that it's what we call a stop part or a flat part.
Oh, okay, an extra one that isn't, you know, you put into that.
Yeah,
right.
Those are parts that don't get formed. They just go straight to either a welding or maybe to the paint department or forth like that. So
you can see his job there. He puts it in. Notice how he puts both hands in the black buttons back here.
Oh, I see. So both thumbs have to press at the same time. Oh yeah, that's right there and right there. Got it. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
That's awesome.
How long will those parts take you to make? Not very long, the way you're going at it.
Yeah, maybe a half an hour for this.
To finish that up.
Yeah. So
Then you got another job.
this one will actually go to 51 over there.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
It's probably one of the coolest things about the Grand Island Case IH factory is you could walk right up to the workers and say, hey, what are you doing? And they'll just turn around and be like, I'm doing this, check it out, this is this. Really friendly atmosphere here. It just smiles on everybody's faces. It just makes factory working a lot better. So, no, it's cool, it's cool.
Because the table moves and the head moves at the same time.
Oh.
So they can cut the parts faster. Different holes that they have here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hexagon holes,
Yeah.
round holes. Good long they can cut in.
Wow. Look at this thing.
Take a look at this guy outside. Woo! If you can watch him.
Wow. Oh, that's nuts.
You can look at it.
Wow.
Look at that thing.
Can you see how he replaced the oil? And he cut parts faster than those 4 did all together. Look at that.
Amazing. This one unit replaced 8 of those other ones. Now the thing about these lasers though is it's not, like I would love to have this at the farm, but you also got to know how to use the AutoCAD to design the parts first to then tell it to cut it. So that's where you have to learn that skill as well and the time to take it. But man, yeah, you can move a lot of irons with this thing.
It might not have heard anything. Now go
hit that, you know, like with a robot line.
So that piece popped up, so just to be safe, he took him out so that way it didn't have to bump into it if it was running around cut. So just a safety thing. Probably doesn't happen very often. That's probably the only time it's ever happened. You guys just saw it.
All right.
Any idea what retail cost of one of these would be?
Well, yeah, it's only a ballpark figure.
Ballpark, okay.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
about 3 million.
3 million, okay.
But those machines that we've looked at already,
Yeah.
most of those were put in the late 90s,
Oh,
and 2000, 2001, and think how many parts they've made.
oh yeah. How many times they paid themselves over
Exactly.
and over
Exactly.
and over, yes.
And I tell the farmers that, you know, look at these machines. Yeah, they cost a lot of money. That combine costs a lot of money for you
Yeah,
because you only use about 3 months out of the year or whatever. And
Yeah.
that's it. And these run round the clock.
yeah, yeah.
And this just is an indication
Oh,
how fine a job a laser can do for
did it do so it did the engraving too?
everything.
So they just turn the power way down on it and then it just leaves a,
Everything on it. This is a flat piece of steel just like anything else came into the plant. They have a program on the laser
Oh.
that does all of this, cuts it out, does the writing on it.
So-
Look at that little tiny hole.
so that's how they do the serial numbers too, when they do the serial number stamp on the side, or is that
No.
different? Is that
No,
stamped?
that's different. That-
Okay,
yeah.
okay, never mind then.
But anyway, we have the state fair here in Grand Island.
Yeah.
And in case CNH, we have a tent building at the state fair, and they hand all these out when people.
Oh.
And they made thousands of them, and we got leftovers, and so you all get. We just hand them out.
Cool.
This is about a 700-ton press, 2-man job. They run bigger, heavier parts. They're setting this up. They just got their die out of the rack here. And they put it in, and they're going to set up a job there. I'm pretty old, but that machine's probably older than I am.
Oh,
This is scrap. Scrap only. Something wrong with these parts. Maybe this form is wrong. It's kind of offset there a little bit. Maybe that big long form is wrong. There's something wrong
a
with the
stainless,
part.
isn't it? No, it's not.
So I think it bends right across here.
So right behind this wall is quality control. They've got a room here that they'll go back and take random parts that they've made, bring them in that room, and they'll inspect them to see how is the quality. Does everything meet to spec? And if it doesn't meet to spec, that means either a tooling's bad and it's not cutting correctly, it's not crimping correctly, it's not bending correctly, whatever it is, and then they go back and correct it before there's more problems down the road. Quality control is a very crucial thing in this factory. And honestly, it's very impressive. Very impressive what they got going on. When I look around and I just see all this steel and parts and pieces, and you see the people working here, it's like a symphony. You know, it really, it takes a family to make this happen, and that's what these people look like, is they look like a family. They're all working together and making it happen. They're helping us do our job so you guys can eat. Pretty cool, guys. It's so crazy. They're building a cab right there. Now somebody's gonna spend a lot of time in that cab. It's pretty sweet.
With these orange towers on their weld fixture, that'll raise that jig up in the air, turn it on its side, turn it upside down, bring it back over right side up, all that so you get all the welds in position so that you're not welding a weld downhill. If you're running a weld downhill, it doesn't hold near as well as if you're welding it on the flat. That's it.
so we just got done saying they go through 1 million pounds of welding wire a year. 1 million pounds. You said 1 million pounds a year?
A year.
A year.
Short of 1 million pounds a year.
Oh,
15 robots that have 250 handgun welders.
that's a lot of welding wire. That is some massive lighting. Look at that.
That's an axle to a combine, and you got the final drive assembly for the engine. It's pretty sweet on the skid. I think they're going off to get paint.
Two-headed robot, guys.
Oh, wow.
Two-headed robot does the welding on these sight sheets right here. And that's the sight sheet right and the left for the combine. And so he's doing welding. We'll come up for air here in a little bit and you'll be able to see him move. Everything's computerized. The trunnion or the weld fixture will rotate with the computer.
So what this is right here is this is side of the combine. Isn't that cool? That's pretty impressive.
Looks like that's where the hydraulic cylinder attaches to on the feeder house. Feeder house, this is the spot welder. And you can see every one of those spots. That's where it's come in and basically just attached a couple different pieces together through little tiny spots. Makes sense. I guess it's the only one in the place, but a very important piece.
Here we have the combine cab weld assembly. Now this is the floor sheet. That's upside down, and this is where your feet would go.
So this comes from a stamping mill somewhere?
Yep, exactly. Great big stamping press that would stamp that out. Same with this and this.
So that was basically the majority of all the part producing parts of the factory, manufacturing. Now we're going to the assembly of the combine. Muffler.
Yep. The choppers like you'd have in your combine.
Yeah, we've changed that bearing out.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Not fun.
No, it's a little bit of work.
Yeah. But this is a coarse cut chop.
Okay.
You get a fine chop. A fine chop has about twice as many knives on it as what this has.
Yeah. I think ours are fine for the ones that we have.
Yeah.
So that's the upper frame of the combine. They basically make two halves in this factory, and then at some point they'll sandwich them together, or mate the pieces, I should say, together. There's one of those frames right there. Now, this is a lower frame, isn't it?
This is a lower frame. That's
okay.
Correct. That's what that will get bolted on. All these bolt holes.
Oh, okay.
All here.
So right here is the lower part of the chassis of the combine. So we basically have the rotor that's sitting inside there. So this is the bottom part, and then they'll take the top part and they'll put it on top, and it's going to start looking like a combine pretty soon. But they got a lot of people here that know what they're doing, and I'm learning. I hope you guys are too.
Here is where we start the grain tank assembly. Grain tank assembly is welded way down this aisle down here. This is where we build up the rotor cage.
Are the modules assembled here too?
They are. Well, we weld them in the other building a half mile north of here.
Okay.
Yes, we make all this up. A couple of robots do the welding on that.
Okay.
Operators and robots.
Yeah. I was looking if that's a smaller tube rotor. That one looks a little smaller.
See, these have, and that's to help pull the material through.
Okay.
Raised lugs like that.
So Case IH sent us a brand new rotor, and we cut it up for a grill, and it just felt so wrong to
It was painted. Yeah, beautiful. It was a display model they used at shows.
Yeah.
So
we cut it in half, made it into a barbecue.
And then we had it for auction for
fundraisers.
Yeah.
Who restocks all the shelves?
The shelving is another company that comes in at night and does that.
Oh, so these are all loaded up at night?
But these, no, we have people that do them.
Oh.
They have another set, so they just keep rotating the set.
Okay, so when it gets down, someone comes, grabs this one, and brings a new one in?
That's correct.
So somewhere else they're loading them?
Pardon me?
Somewhere else they're assembling the rack?
Another building half mile north, so we have another building outside here. Depends on where the parts
Oh, okay.
Here's the completed engine.
Oh, wow.
Look at that compared to what we're putting out down on the other end. See all the tubes?
Yeah.
Well, you know what, your combine has all that.
Yeah, it just looks a lot bigger when it's out of the combine.
Yeah.
So they have just taken the upper frame, put the hopper on it, and then mounted the power plant, which is the engine right there. Starting to look kind of like a combine, isn't it? But pretty soon then they're going to mate it to the bottom frame, which is just down here, so we'll hopefully get a chance to see that happen.
So what happens if somebody misses something and they can't finish their project in 35 minutes?
There's buttons on the pole.
So then they'll shove the button, then it'll kind of alert everybody?
Yeah, and it won't move. The line won't move.
And then how do you know who actually pressed the button?
Well, on there, you see this has news on the bottom. Oh, that'll light up.
Okay.
Light up.
So then they know where to go to if there's a problem going
Exactly right. This is a build sheet. And this goes with the combine. Every one of these things are different options. All the different options that this combine gives. So the operators, as they're coming up the line, they can look at this, but they also have a copy of this on their workstation too. So they know what parts they're going to have to put on here. Which decals, some of them are European decals, some are North America decals. There's the green tank now. This one has a hydraulic open and close doors on top. You can get them with hydraulic, you can get them electric, and you can get them manual.
That is the cleanest this glass will ever be. Ever. Oh, here we go.
This is a grain loss sensor.
Yep.
And we don't make any of that stuff. These things come from Indiana.
Okay.
Made in Indiana.
Yep. So that's B-spine topper top right there. That's Clipper topper top.
The grain tank I know weighs over a ton, about 2,500 pounds. The rotor cage is in there, and then the engine is on there, and I know that engine weighs about 9,000 pounds.
Is the rotor in it?
The rotor's already in it.
It is in it.
Yeah.
So they're just now lifting. That's the upper part, half of the combine. Lift it up, we're gonna bring it over and set it on the bottom half. There we go.
That person over there with the gray shirt on, he's the one running the crane with a remote control in his hand. His helpers get all the wires, hydraulic lines, electric lines, especially the fingers out from in between there. He's going to set it down, line up the rails. This guy's pretty new. He hasn't done a lot of these, so he gets a little nervous. The regular guy, I think, is on vacation this week.
He's probably doing fine. This guy need to come in here?
We've got 4 alignment pins in the 4 corners to help align.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty sweet. That's awesome.
This is where the cab goes on. The cab has a serial number on it. On that sheet, there's a serial number in the window. There's a serial on the orange tape. It'll match up with the combine coming up the line.
Oh, yeah.
You bring it over here and put it on with the manipulator.
Okay.
This manipulator goes on the front.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice to have when we have to change the rotor out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I have a forklift, you go on the front with a couple log chains.
It's basically a skid steer, a cherry picker, and this guy.
You got me.
Yeah.
You just pick up the back of it and walk along.
Yeah.
But this is where we put all the fluids in, guys.
Oh.
So back there, they're putting the cab on, and then behind this curtain, they got a bunch of hydraulic oil and engine oil and coolant, and they're filling the combines up, getting all that, making sure that there's no leaks. They'll turn the corner, go around here, and pretty soon start putting the auger on, getting a couple of things ready, and then they'll fire it up and drive it out. Pretty sweet, though.
The longest auger we put on here weighs 1,500 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
And then the engineers figured out that that was plumb full of corn. That would add another 1,500 pounds.
So 3,000 pounds. Wow.
And around here
That's a small car.
we have the center pivots.
Yeah.
And they leave a track in the field. And if you're unloading on the go and you hit those center pivot tracks, they put a bounce on that.
I wonder what the force is at that point. It probably turns to a 7,000 pound auger.
It'll be at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I'll bet it is.
I bet, yeah. Wow.
And there we have it, guys. Combines are pretty much ready to go. We're right here where we started, where they're finishing up the stickers and driving them off the lot. But that's pretty fascinating. And honestly, the ladies and gentlemen here at this factory do a fantastic job, and they take pride in what they do, and it's awesome. Love it.
All right. Here's the end of the road. This is the final product, minus the factory wheels. These are just the ones they use. They put on to roll it out the door, then they take them off, put the real ones on when it's out to the final wheels that'll go with the customer, because they want to make sure they're clean and sharp and not scratched, so they deal with that after it leaves the factory door. But this is an 8250 2023 model. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful machine. Just started for its first time a few minutes ago, but this is the last combine for the day. So, pretty awesome, isn't it? Yeah.
Am I going up or you? All right. I guess I got to ride in the combine.
Legroms gets to go in the new combine. Start it up.
So how'd the tour go for you guys, all right?
Fantastic. You guys do a fantastic job. I really appreciate what you guys do for all of us. I really appreciate what you guys do for all of us. You make our lives easier so that we can help feed everybody.
So he carries the side-by-side out to the yard, and that's his jetpack vehicle. So he can park the combine and run the side-by-side back. Smart.
And there you have it. Isn't that something? Brand new combine. Built in like a day. It's pretty awesome.
There he goes.
I retired for 1 week and then
Well, that was fun. Dave was an excellent tour guide. Hopefully you guys were able to hear him. There's a lot of noise going on in this place, but a lot of combines coming out of here. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it.